Hey everyone, welcome to my Monroe Dynasty on College Football 25. My name's Willie Wayne and we got a lot to go over in today's episode. We're going to go through a full offseason and we'll also get to see the season opener versus an SEC opponent. We kick things off with a commitment from 3-star gem Brian Holiday, a decently athletic defensive tackle. And then we see Kansas State topped Alabama in the national championship, led by Avery Johnson, who went nuts this season with 45 touchdowns, 3,800 yards, and only 3 picks. Our QB General Booty had way more yards and as many touchdowns in less games, but the competition difference has to play a factor there for sure, being in the Sun Belt. We're losing an incredible amount of starters through graduation, and I'm going to do my best to fill a couple of those holes in the transfer portal. I've targeted a bunch of recruits I like, and even have 5 to 6 commits as of now, but they're all 3 stars, and their overalls can be very unpredictable, I'd say, so I'm unsure of how many of them can make impacts as freshmen. We have seen it before in this series though, with Rubio, Okonkwo, and McAfee, who does have star dev, but I still think most of our holes will be filled through the portal. DeAndre Pan is a guy who played in 4 games and kept his red shirt, but he's going to be filling the shoes of the best linebacker in the nation. He's got a big leg up already with his athleticism, I'd say. We move on to the players leaving tab, and we actually have one player projected to be drafted. Jaden Hamlin was our highest overall player on the team and won an award with us this year. He finished his career with 13.5 sacks and 41 TFLs. Not bad for a pure run stopper, I'd say. So now we see that he was drafted in the 4th round instead of the 5th round like his projection. And now we will get to see what team drafted him. The New York Giants selected him in the 4th round to be their 2nd defensive tackle. He's a pure run stopper, no speed to him at all, but he does come in with 99 strength. And he wasn't the only player from UL Monroe to join the Giants. They signed quarterback General Booty as an undrafted free agent, and he will be their backup quarterback. They drafted a quarterback in the 1st round the year before Booty was signed, and he's kind of injury prone, so we'll see what happens in that series that will be coming soon. We head into the transfer portal now, where we see the number 12 defensive tackle, or number 12 player in the whole portal, is interested in us. We're 3rd on his list. He's a 4-star defensive tackle. We need a defensive tackle bad after ours just got drafted. Walker White, the quarterback from Auburn. He's a sophomore, so if he came here, he'd be a junior. He's interested in us, definitely targeting him. A 4-star tight end from Louisiana. We're also going to target him. But how about Braylon McReynolds? He was a teammate of Walker White's. So we're going to scout him a little bit. He immediately has 2 abilities I like, and 92 throw power as well. So he'll get a scholarship immediately. We do have another quarterback I'm targeting already. We'll see if I take those points off and move him around and what happens there. But Braylon McReynolds, I want to scout him a bit as well. The teammate of Walker White's. Imagine pairing them back up here, but we are 3rd on his list currently, behind 2 pretty big teams. Florida State is not someone I'm really confident competing against, but we'll see what happens. We advance a week, and we see that we are actually 1st on his list now. We can dump 75 points into him, and we are 1st already. And how about this? 65 points into Marquise Gracial. He's already in his top 3. So we're going to give a visit here to Braylon McReynolds to try to secure him into the top 3, and he might commit after we advance again. Walker White, big battle here with SMU. He's close to committing, and I'm not sure if we can do it here. It's going to be a very tough battle. I do have a secondary option with Earl Johnson, a quarterback from Springdale, Arkansas. He's the number 8 player in the state, and he's a 3-star gem, 94 throw power. I like him a lot. We're going to soft sell him right here and get ready to advance the week. And Braylon McReynolds does choose UL Monroe, a 4-star running back and the 4-star defensive tackle Marquise Gracial. So Gracial's going to be filling the shoes of Jaden Hamlin, who just got drafted. Walker White chose SMU. He'll go play for the Mustangs. But we bring in 2 of the 3 4 stars. Or I had a few more 4 stars, but I don't think they'll become any either. Marquise Gratial and Braylon McReynolds, 2 very nice players. Gratial is very similar to Jaden Hamlin in terms of size and strength. A little bit, he's not as strong, but I still think he'll make an impact for us on the defense for sure. Because outside of him, it's going to be nothing but freshmen. And real quick, before I move on to the final week, I want to take a look at our top class currently. We're positioned at 110 with 2 4 stars and 5 3 stars. And there is a few more players that I added to the board before we advance. I got a few more hours to give scholarships out. They might commit. And Zion Chris, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he can come be closer to home. He played for Kentucky, I believe. Quinnen Ford, I also want to give him a scholarship. He's the #1 corner in Kansas. And then Jackson Howard and JV Waters. 2 write-ins. I wanted to scout both of them and see which one I liked better. And both of them caught my eye a lot. 86 speed with Jackson Howard and 87 tackling with Waters. I think I ended up making enough room to give them both scholarship. But the thing with Waters, he already has a scholarship offer, so I'm not sure if he'll choose us without any points into him at all. But we'll have to see here. We advance the week and we see that George DeGieri does commit. If I said that wrong, I'm sure I did. I say names wrong all the time. Earl Johnson commits. Eduardo DeMarco commits. David Torres, an athlete. Joshua Byron, a bust middle linebacker, but I wanted him for a little bit of depth because we did lose a few linebackers this offseason. So that was a pretty good offseason in terms of recruiting and portal, I'd say. I feel like the portal's a bit easy to get players from, especially if they're already interested in you. But I mean, I did lose a couple that I was actually going after a lot, like Walker White. We were second on his board. We might have finished 3rd. But we're about to take a look at some dev traits here. Eduardo DeMarco and Lloyd LaFell. They do commit. I don't think I saw Lloyd LaFell's name, but he does commit. He has elite dev. That's right. Lloyd LaFell had commit early in the season, and he has elite development. Brian Holiday, and how about Emmanuel Canada, a running back with elite dev, and he is a freshman. Emmanuel Canada, remember his name. Jeremy Bouchard, he had impact dev. And Zion Chris does commit. Quinnen Ford commits. Jackson Howard also commits. He has star dev, and he's a sophomore, so when he comes, he'll be a junior. And we went from 110 to 38 with 22 3 stars and 2 4 stars. So there's a bunch of athletes on here. I'm going to move them around to their best positions and where they'll most likely get playing time at. I want to see some of these guys on the field in the first season. I probably won't show everyone getting put in positions, but the ones that are standouts will. Like Josh Lamb is going up from a 66 to a 70 overall. He's definitely playing a linebacker with his 88 speed. And then we see that Gratial was an 84 overall. I like that a lot. Quinnen Ford, another guy from the transfer portal. He's an 80 overall already. He won't get any training done with us, unfortunately. But we move a cornerback to safety because safety is pretty dang weak for us. Josh McAfee, he's a star dev, sophomore now. He didn't get a red shirt or nothing because he did play all season for us. And Eduardo DeMarco is also going up to a 70 overall at defensive end. He's got 72 speed with 88 strength and 82 finesse moves. No power moves to his game really at all, but I do like that he already has really high finesse moves. And we'll check out Caps in a bit. Now at defensive tackle, without Gratial, we would have had 4 freshmen. He comes in at an 84 overall, so that's so nice for us. Joey Quick, I wanted him at linebacker, but I think I'm going to put him at tight end for now. He is only a 65 overall, but 82 speed is incredible compared to everyone else we have at tight end. He's very athletic. He might go back to linebacker at some point. I'm not sure. But now it's time to get into the training results part, and it is my absolute favorite. We see that we are an 84 overall offense, an 82 defense, 82 flat overall now. Man, This is the highest overall team that I'll have played with on this game so far. I haven't used like Oregon or anybody like that in franchise or even in play now. I don't play anyone online or anything like that. But Devontae Proctor is up to a 76 overall. He did not go up as much as I was hoping. I was really hoping he'd max out his accuracy this season. But he does still have room to grow at 76 overall. He's pretty fast, 87 speed. He's the fastest quarterback we have. How about Ben Galloway up to an 85 overall now? It looks like he has some abilities as well. He still has room to grow, but he is a senior, so I'm not sure how much this will jump through the course of the season. And how about the elite dev running back Emmanuel Canada? 66 overall, unfortunately. I was hoping for a 71, thought he might play if he was in the 70s, but I do think he's going to stick with the red shirt all season now. At wide receiver, Destin Hill was destined to be the #1 receiver. I got him in the transfer portal from Florida State a season ago, and he played well for us, finally getting some upgrades. He's an 83 overall. Lloyd LaFell, elite dev, 61 overall. Now, he does have extremely high cap ceiling, but come on, 61 overall elite dev. I wanted him to play this season. But it's okay, we can count on Destin Hill, I think. He's got 80 release and some pretty good route running. His hands are very, very reliable. And decent speed as well. Someone who I do think will see the field a good bit this season, definitely at least 4 games. I'm going to start with the red shirt on him. 68 overall, Jeremy Bouchard with his 98 speed is definitely going to play. Ernie Benchwall does cap out his ceiling at 74 overall, unfortunately. He has 6 points available, so he can upgrade his abilities, I think, but I'm not sure if they will if he's not high enough overall. Emmett Simple had an incredible offseason. He's up to an 86 overall, and he started at a 67 last year. He's a freshman now. A redshirt freshman, 86 overall is insane. Malachi Carney comes in at an 80. So he is going to start for us. He has the best overall stats. There's a few players here underneath him that just have 57 at run block power. That's just not going to cut it for me. But Tyler Rubio up to a 78. He's a defensive end, defensive tackle hybrid. His strength went up a lot. So he started out with 81 strength that made me want to put him at defensive end, but now that it's up a lot higher, I feel like he can play defensive tackle again. DeAndre Pan up from 68 to 82, almost hitting his ceiling. His pass coverage can still go up, which I like a lot. His pass rush already in a decent spot, it can go up a bit more, and he might get a little bit faster. He has one more slot available there to go up. Emmanuel Okonkwo, he started as a freshman for us at cornerback, played phenomenal as a freshman, I'd say. He only got 2 picks, but his zone coverage is maxed out. His man coverage is at 64, and it still has a lot to grow. So I think as a senior, he might be a 90 overall for us. Leonard Harris went to safety. He comes up to an 82 overall now. I think he'll definitely get the start there alongside Josh McAfee, who is at star dev, only 76 overall, but he still has a lot of room to grow. His man coverage is his strength, is at 75, so I have to be cautious of running zone coverages with him. I might be usering him though, so that might not matter all that much. We're going to take a look at some caps on freshmen now. George Ventura, 6'5", physical wide receiver, already has platinum best friend ability. And he's pretty athletic. He's got 88 speed, so he's going to be like Tyler Griffin for us. Eduardo DeMarco is 71 overall at defensive end. Big guy, got some quickness to him, and it has some room to grow. He's pretty strong as well. A defensive tackle without Gracial, like I said, we would have had a bunch of freshmen starting there. But now I think we can afford to redshirt maybe 1 or 2. But not Cam Hyman. Cam Hyman will probably start this season. He's already got a platinum ability in Road Dogg, and he has a really high ceiling. 74 overall is a great starting point for him. And how about Josh Lemon getting 73 overall, I think? I'm not sure if it's glitched or what's going on there. It says undefined. And then Earl Johnson, the freshman quarterback, the only one I brought in this season. he's going to wear number 5. I think he looks pretty cool like that with the sleeves and all that. 94 throw power for him, though. And he's got a little bit of athleticism. It won't go up much. But I think as a junior, he might give Proctor some competition. But I wanted to finish off the offseason a bit here with some upgrading to the coach. I'm almost done with the recruiting tree. Well, the first tier of it. I have to sign 2 top 5 classes to unlock the next one. So after these upgrades, I think I'm going to move on to either tactician or the other one. The other one, I don't know what it is. That's my fault. But I did add 2 new teams to the conference. I added UTSA and UAB to the conference. I replaced JMU and Georgia Southern because they are just really bad teams, and I want the Sun Belt to be a little bit better, or alternatively, I can bring them back and move our team out to a different conference. I'm not opposed to either of those options. This is what these settings look like for now with the new teams added. I think that's okay, but if you're completely against this decision, please let me know down in the comments below. I can definitely change it back after this season. But they're projecting us to finish the top of the Sun Belt. Not surprised. Preseason All-Americans, not really much going on. They kind of disrespected our team a little bit. We're not ranked either. And I messed up right here. I advanced the week before selecting the schedule. So this is the pre-May schedule that we're going to be rocking this year. I did try to quit and leave and come back into it, but it did save. And so we got to rock out with whatever they put on our schedule. And unfortunately, they put FCS. I said I would never play FCS in this series or any series. I don't like playing them, but they're on the schedule this time. But we do open with 2 SEC opponents, Mississippi State and Kentucky, back to back. I was really hoping to play a really tough opponent like that later in the season to, maybe prepare us for the postseason, playoffs, conference championship, whatever it may be. But we'll get tested early and then finish out with a bunch of conference games. And hopefully they are better than they were last season, because a lot of them were, 5-win, 4-win teams. And if that were to be the case again, I do think I'd like to potentially move conferences. Oh, look, Amari Thomas out of UAB on the Heisman list, a wide receiver. Not the only one there, though. And how about Ole Miss quarterback getting on there, Austin Simmons. My cousin really likes him. Big Ole Miss fan. But we're going to start out against Mississippi State. They beat Troy in week 0. They're 1-0, number 18 in the country. And at 81 overall, 87 halfback, 87 defensive tackle. I don't know, man. It looks like they might be a little bit inflated in overall. They got a nice quarterback, though. Chris Parsons at an 82, up to an 85 with a boost. But Creed Whitmore's their highest overall wide receiver. He's a senior now, 79 overall, 93 speed. And how about 92 speed, 93 speed? Man, they got some fast receivers. Mario Carver, though, is out with a torn rotator cuff. He's going to miss pretty much most of the season there. Calvin Dinkins, their best defensive lineman, their best player on defense. He's pretty dang nice. Not much threat in the run game, but pass rush, he might be a problem. And Grant Childs, he's a freshman 4-star, 77 overall with a very high ceiling here for Mississippi State. Very nice player. Kind of want his coverage to improve maybe a little bit. They might run a 3-4, who knows. But Isaac Smith, we're going to see him again. We saw him in the first game ever of this series. Didn't show much of that game, though. And we do have a preseason battle at quarterback. We brought in Zion Chris. We have Aiden Armenta, who had a good offseason. He's up to an 80 overall. And then there's Devontae Proctor, who I promised the starting QB position. But Zion Chris, he looked really good here. But I did give Proctor some snaps. I wanted to see what he looked like outside of the pocket. And we did get him rolling outside, had the blocking tight end go up and get a nice block for us right there. And then here he makes a nice throw over the cornerback to Ben Scholl. And then Aiden Armenta, I said he had a good offseason in training. He throws a dot to Ben Shawal there. And then rolling out with him, he's got a little bit of speed. And how about this throw on the run to Destin Hill? I was really impressed with that throw, but that was pretty much it for him. The quarterbacks that impressed me the most was Zion Chris and Devontae Proctor in that order. Proctor impressed me with his legs, but I think Zion Chris is going to have the edge with his 89 short throw accuracy. But I don't know. The deep threat ability with Zion Chris, he only has 90 throw power. But this throw right here was good enough for me to say I think he can do it. That's Jeremy Bouchard with his 98 speed. So I do think I'm going to run a bit of a 2-quarterback system as well as a 2-halfback system now that we got the 4-star senior and Braylon McReynolds and the halfback of the year from last season, Bennett Galloway. We're going to be relying on Chris Rogers, DeAndre Pan, and freshman Josh Lehman. He is a 69 overall. I can see his ratings now. And the caps are pretty significant. His quickness is capped, but I still like him a lot. But here we are in Starkville, Mississippi. Just a few hours from where I'm recording this, actually. And the Bulldogs are going to come out first. They have filled up this stadium. Not a lot of Warhawks here, but the fans that did show up are going to do what they can to show their support. It is a very, very loud environment to be in. All those cowbells ringing. Deontay Welsh, the kicker, a walk-on from a year ago, kicks this one away. Fielded it from the 3 and brought up to the 18. Not a very good return for Mississippi State. Seth Davis, their senior running back, only 5'7", smaller running back. He's going to get a workload today here for sure. From the 18, he gets the first carry out wide, and he's going to pick up the first down. Big gain on the ground of 16, first carry of the day. Chris Parson faking the handoff, and he's going to be sacked on the next play. It's Chris Rogers, the middle linebacker, senior out of Corinth, Mississippi. Second down and 16, and this is going to be another loss here. The backup running back brought down for a loss of 1. He stays in for this play. Parson drifting out to his right, brought down by Rubio and stripped. Picked up by Jackson Howard, the new acquisition, who's in the end zone. And a scoop and score touchdown. How about that for the defense making a statement? Getting points for us before the offense even comes out. Against an SEC opponent as well. Tyler Rubio had a pretty good offseason, and it's showing here already with a strip sack fumble. And now Chris Parson going to get a second chance here. Big loss. Loss of 2 actually at the 15. Handing it off to him again, but he'll get some positive yards this time after a couple failed attempts. Third down and 3. Parson hands it off to him again, jumping over a man on the ground. And he'll get up to the 34-yard line. 17 yards on his first 4 carries, but a loss of 5 there. It's going to put him at the 30. Second down and 15. Looks like UL Monroe showing a bit of pressure here, and they do send some, and it's a bad idea. They ran it with their star running back who puts the ball on the ground. 2 fumbles, 2 drives for this defense. DK Magruder came flying down from his safety position and knocks it free from their best player on offense. So out comes UL Monroe's offense for the first time today at midfield. Handing it off to the best running back from a year ago, shedding a tackle, picking up the first down. Nice gain of 13. Spreading them out a bit here. Going underneath to the running back. His route running increased a lot this offseason, so he's probably going to play that third down position a lot. Third down back position. But here's Braylon McReynolds getting his first carry. He moves the chains up the middle. Now 1st down and 10 from the 21. Chris looking for Hill, who's open on the slant. Nice pass from Zion Chris, the senior transfer quarterback. Up 14-0 in the first quarter over Mississippi State sure is surprising. But if you remember from the first season, this is what happened last time, and then they put on a show against us. 2nd down and 6. Nice catch there. Not a 1st down, though. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. They like to run this hurry-up offense. Here's an option play, pitching it out to Seth Davis, and his legs get taken out from underneath him by Magruder again, trying to get another fumble, it looks like. 1st down and 10. Pressure from the linebacker spot. There is DeAndre Pan. Big jump in overall. Up to an 82 now. He's the star linebacker for us. And there's Jackson Howard off the right side, applying the pressure to Chris Parson. Not a very good throw. So they punted away to Jeremy Bouchard with 98 speed. And he's going to break away from the defenders in lots of green space in front of him at the 20, the 15, 10, 5, trying to celebrate but slowed down a little bit too much. The freshman getting a touchdown on the punt return. And he's not starting at wide receiver because he has really low route running, 59 at both medium and short. So he is getting the start at punt return and kick return duty, and there's a big reason why. 21-0 with 21 seconds to go here in the first. Big throw here to Marquez. Dortch flying down the sideline. 10-5 touchdown to Marquez Dortch. The senior wide receiver already 99 yards on 2 catches. Jumping forward a bit here. Here's Jackson Howard getting a sack on Chris Parson. Gain of 2 on 2nd down. Big pressure from Marquise Gracial, the other transfer senior. And he is making an impact already on the screen sack right there, getting the ball back to our offense. And here's Ben Galloway, big run down the right side, running away from Isaac Smith. It doesn't look like he's going to stop him. And big run from our senior running back. This crowd is silenced right now. Even after the big score, we say we can do it too. But this time we do it on the ground. And look at that block right there from the fullback, a.k.a. Fausha. That's actually a running back playing fullback. I put him there because he has 84 speed. I wanted him to get out in front, hopefully in front of our running back. Get some good blocks like that. And how about Jackson Howard? He is playing lights out right now. Very happy that we brought him in. Here's another punt to Jeremy Bouchard. Doesn't look like he's getting much there. Wrapped up and hit hard. At midfield, though, we hand it off here to Ben Galloway. Big opening on the left side. Pushed out of bounds finally. 6 carries, 110 yards. He is on fire right now. Zion Chris drifting backwards. Finds C.J. Nelson. He's a transfer as well. He's coming over from Houston. He's only a junior. But nothing else going after that catch, so we have to kick a field goal. We're up by 28 right now. Oop, that math is wrong. I am terribly sorry. What confused me is we are back in the red zone. Here we go to Tristan Wiley on the slant at the 1. Now, Ben Galloway, untouched basically. He's tackled already well into the end zone. A little bit of frustration let out by the defense. And this game has gotten away from Mississippi State for sure. Got a lot to make up for. 1:11 here to go. They got 2 timeouts to get something going. And how about this? A shot down the right side. There's Dortch again. Finally getting another catch. Well into the red zone now. Parson underneath. Catch made. 2nd down and 2. They used their last timeout and bring out the field goal units. So that'll make it 10-38. Be your halftime score. And how about this showing for UL Monroe? After the big change in the offseason, bringing in all these new players, new quarterback, a couple of new receivers, and we're still leaning on Ben Galloway. He played amazing last season. And he's showing signs that he's going to be doing all that again here this year in his senior campaign. Mississippi State's got a lot of ground to make up here, but it doesn't look like they will. Jumping well into the third quarter, just 30 seconds to go here. Zion Chris is on fire, finding Destin Hill underneath, over the middle actually, and he's falling into the end zone, crossing the plane. And our fans are ecstatic right now. 52-16 here. We have the ball back and the backups are in. We're about to see a good bit of Devontae Proctor and Braylon McReynolds. Rolling Proctor out left. Looks like he's going to roll out all the way and get a good scramble up and convert on third down. Nice run of 18. Running some I-form here. And how about Braylon McReynolds running someone over? He's not really known for that. This time we got the power back in, but we got pass play action underneath to CJ Nelson. 4th down and 3. We're staying out there. Proctor underneath and finds Jeremy Bouchard. He'll convert and just demoralize this Mississippi State team entirely. And UL Monroe coming out on top in week 1. 55-16, a statement over an SEC opponent. We made it to the playoffs last year. I wanted to show that we were strong again here. And how about Zion Chris? 71.4% completion percentage. Really happy about that, because last season my completion percentage was not where I wanted it to be at all. 3 touchdowns. Only threw it 21 times with him. We threw it 25 times total, but we ran it a lot. And I think the dual QB system, I didn't bust it out a lot this game, but once we hit Sun Belt Conference play, we'll probably see that a lot more. Marquez Dortch torched us. 166 yards on 7 catches. Creed Whitmore 5 for 30. Didn't really get much going with him. But Jeremy Bouchard led us in receptions and yards. He tied Destin Hill in receptions actually, but Hill had 2 touchdowns. Rogers and McAfee led the way in tackles. 4 TFLs for Rogers. Pan had 5. DeAndre Pan might be something special. Only a freshman in his debut, getting 5 TFLs, 1.5 sack as well. Marquise Gratial, 1 sack for him, 2 for Carlos Rogers. Did I say Chris Rogers? Oh man, missing up names already. And DK Magruder and Tyler Rubio both getting the fumbles. And the fumble recoveries going to Jackson Howard and Josh Lamon, 2 new players on the team. I cannot believe how badly they got beat, honestly. And I don't think that is going to be transitioning well against Kentucky. They are number 11. They won their first game as well. But they're a lot better than Mississippi State in terms of overall for sure. But we see here we are receiving votes finally. They're putting some respect on us a little bit. You know, maybe we should have already been ranked. Florida Atlantic sneaks in, but not us. And Kentucky beat Akron 40-23, really convincing win. They have an 89 overall defense. That scares me. This is one of the best teams we have faced in the regular season since Alabama. 87 overall team. They have 2 left outside linebackers, highly rated. A free safety, a defensive tackle, another free safety, and a left end. All 85 plus. Man, their defense is tough. They have a really good wide receiver, and Brown Stevens, 91 speed, 84 overall. He is going to be a problem. Emmanuel Okonkwo will probably shadow him most of that game. I think that'll be a good idea. Maybe not in man coverage. Like I said, he's only got 64, so that might not be a good idea. Cutter Boley is their quarterback. He's 79 overall. But where they are special is on defense. Tyrese Fearbry, 91 overall. And he's still got so many caps open. Like, what in the world? All right. So that is going to be fun to get into next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.